Hi, my name is Demetria, and I'm the author of Mompreneurs in Heels, A Guide to Passionate, Purposeful Blogging, and I'm super happy to be your host. I created this podcast to encourage women entrepreneurs of faith on your business journey. So join me as I and my fabulous guests help you to discover how to gain kingdom business clarity and turn your profitable passion into a plan of action. You're listening to the Her Business Elevated podcast, episode number 22. So I'm super excited to be back on the show, and I hope that you enjoyed last week's show with our wonderful guest, Kathy James. I really hope that you gleaned encouragement from that show and that you just felt motivated to be able to overcome any obstacles that you may currently be having or anything that you've been through in the past, and know that anything that God has planned for you, you can do it. And there is nothing impossible for you. So that is the main focus of last week's podcast. Our interview was wonderful. I really enjoyed talking to her, chatting with Kathy. She's just a beautiful woman, and she has a heart of service and love for people, especially younger people that she mentors. And so I hope you had a chance to listen in on that interview. This week, we're going to be talking about getting clear on our business purpose, because we know that in order to move forward in business, we have to know exactly what it is we're supposed to be doing and why we're doing it. So I do have one announcement before we get started, and it's that I have a brand new website launch that I did mention on the last episode, but in case you didn't listen in, I have a new website for you guys, and it's called herbusinesselevated.com. So you can come there, and that's where all of the show notes will be from now on. You can still visit me at demetriazinga.com as well, but with time, that website will eventually become more of a holding spot for all of the many projects that my husband and I are working on. So to find more specific things that I'm working on, you will want to go to those specific websites. So this podcast is going to be housed at herbusinesselevated.com. And then I have another podcast that's housed at mompreneursinheels.com and another at christianhomeschoolmoms.com and so forth. So demetriazinga.com is going to be sort of my repository for everything. But in order to get those specific podcasts that you're looking for, you'll want to go straight to the URL of that podcast. So from now on, if you don't mind, head on over to herbusinesselevated.com for show notes for this specific podcast. So that's one piece of exciting news that I have for you guys, and I have more coming, and that will be unveiled with the weeks to come. Next week, I will have an awesome interview with a guest that you will not want to miss, and I'm excited to share her with you guys. This interview is going to explode your world and 10x your thinking, so you do have to listen in. I really hope that you will not forget to tune in next week, and I'll be announcing that soon. If you are not on my list already, please sign up, join me over at herbusinesselevated.com. There is a gift waiting for you there, and it is my business clarity guide. Some of you already have a business clarity guide from last year, maybe. This is a little bit updated, so if you want the updated version, you can head over to herbusinesselevated.com, and it is on the very first page, on the home page. You can sign up there, download your guide right away, and this guide is going to take you through some of the steps that we're going to be talking about on today's podcast. So this show is going to be a little bit shorter because I'm just going to take you through these steps very quickly so that you can get a general idea of what I share in the free guide that I hope you'll sign up for. Okay, so the questions that I want you to ask yourself about getting clear on your business purpose is what this episode is about. And the reason I think it's so important to get clear on your business purpose is because you won't find your needle moving forward an inch if you don't know why you're starting your business. If it's just for money, you're going to burn out and fizzle out very quickly. So I share all of these things because I want you to be successful, and I want you to maintain a sense of stamina, and that you are able to keep going, that you wake up every morning ready to continue with your business activities because you have a purpose. The first thing that you'll want to ask yourself is, who are you serving and why? So that question is going to be paramount to everything you do. You need to know who your customer is, who your ideal client is, and create what most of us in business are saying is your customer avatar. But you don't even have to create this avatar. You just need to know in the back of your mind that you're talking to a specific type of person. Now, the avatar can really get in depth and can be very descriptive. You can describe the type of person, the gender of the person, how they look, even down to their ethnicity, their age, demographics, as far as their socioeconomic status, their income level, everything. So you can really break all of that down and figure out who your ideal client is. Who is this person that you're really talking to? And then envision that it's one person. So you can give that person a name, Clara, Joy, figure out a name that works for you. Whoever he or she is, and talk to that person as though they were your friend, or, someone that you would constantly talk to every day in order to help them through their problems. Okay, so get clear on who you're serving, and then you need to get clear on why you're serving that person. What is it that they need from you, and what is it that you actually want to do for them? And just have that in the back of your mind, that when you are running your online business, you're not talking to the masses. You're not talking to everybody. There's a specific type of person that you're really trying to reach. What makes you stand out from the crowd is the next question. How are you different from all the other people that are also shouting at this ideal customer of yours? There's so many voices coming into his or her ears, and they are entertaining lots of messages from everywhere. So how will they find the time to entertain your message? What is it from you that they need? And what makes you stand out from amongst the rest? What are you doing differently? And what are you offering that's just a little bit different, or even a lot different than what others are offering? So figure out those two things: who you're serving and why, and what makes you stand out. What makes you so different? So of course, there's lots of life coaches. What makes your life coaching different? There's lots of health coaches out there. How is your health coaching different? Right? So ask yourself those questions. Number 3, what are your strengths and weaknesses? What makes you stronger in certain areas and weaker in certain areas? And figure out what those specific areas are, so that you can be really authentic with yourself. First of all, transparent and willing to be okay with what you're not great at, and be realistic about what you are good at and what you're not good at. So you need to know your strengths. You need to know your weaknesses. You need to know what you're going to farm out to others to help you with when you start building your team, because those are things that you're not great at. And you also need to know what you're super good at, what you actually love to do. And that's going to lead me to the next point, which is, what do you want to be doing on a daily basis? So the way your business is going to look, how you're going to actually work within the context of your business on a daily grind, like every single day when you wake up and you chart out your plan for the day. What are those specific tasks looking like for you? Are you going to be okay with those tasks? Are you going to be okay delving into those particular tasks and checking off that checklist every single day to keep your business afloat, whether that looks like you're managing people or you're actually getting in there and doing the work? So does that look like blogging? Does it look like podcasting? Does it look like creating sales pages and landing pages? Does it look like having other people do these things for you? What are you actually selling online, and how does the everyday approach to keeping those things going online for you, keeping your business running, how does that look? And what will you actually have to do to make it work? So if you don't like what you're doing to make your business work, you're going to fizzle out and fade away, and we won't hear from you for a really long time, because it will burn you out and it will become overwhelming. So it's important that we get clear on not only what our purpose in business is and who we're trying to help, and how we stand out from the crowd, our strengths and weaknesses, all of those great things. But what does it look like every day? And so how can we plan in advance for what's ahead, right? So knowing the concrete stuff that we'll actually have to do, and say, yes, I'm willing to do this, and no, I'm not willing to do other things, and figure out a plan to make those things happen and put everything in those categories that they need to go into, and start to hire the people we need to get those things done that we're not able to do or don't have the strength to do or the desire to do, right? All of that is what makes a successful business. But knowing that upfront when you are getting clear on your business purpose is going to be really helpful for you. And then also the question that I want you to ask is, how much money do you want to make? Because when you're planning your business, you have to have in mind a certain number that you want to reach. It's not about putting pressure on yourself to reach that number within a certain time frame, but it is good to have a quarterly plan. It's good to have a yearly plan that you want to reach a certain amount by a certain date, just to have a goal in front of you so that you actually start working towards that and meet those goals. Without a plan, without a goal set, it's really difficult to reach it, right? Because you'll find yourself distracted and doing all the things in your business and working in it, but not actually doing the things that help you to achieve your desired results. So it's good to have the number in front of you. I post my number up in front of me. I also have my purpose posted on my wall right in front of me above my computer so that I look at it every single morning and I know what it is I'm trying to reach, who I'm reaching, and how much money I plan to be making in the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. And then lastly, I'll ask you to go ahead and create that 5-year plan and to see what it is you actually want to be doing in 5 years and where you plan to be within 5 years. I probably wouldn't go much further than 5 years, but for me, because of my age bracket, I like to look just a little bit further because I want to be able to have a business that I can see myself growing into as I reach my mid 50s and 60s, something that I will appreciate in the long run. Not to say that I'll be doing this forever, but something that I can be proud of and that I will enjoy and that I will want to continue the legacy and continue what it is that I'm doing today. So I'm not just creating something that I'm throwing out to the wind, like I just want a little bit of money and a little cash. I'm actually wanting to build something that is longer lasting. So that's why for me and for some of us, it might take a little bit longer because we're putting down foundations to build something out that we want to last a bit longer. So start with the 5-year plan and then look beyond that into the next decade or so and see how you want to see yourself in the next 5-10 years. And for some of us, we might actually be retired by then. But if we wanted to continue it, we could sell our business or we can pass it on to others who will continue to keep the business running. And so those are just things to keep in mind. What do you want to be doing in 5 years? And would you still love your business? Is this something that you're building for the long haul? Or are you just wanting something that you can make a little cash now and maybe save up and then do something you really love a little bit later on? All of that are things that you will need to keep in mind as you build your business, because that's part of your purpose. So if your purpose is to build something temporary and not long-term, you need to clarify that to yourself and make it clear. So the Bible says to write the vision and make it plain. So write it on those tablets, write it on a piece of paper, write it down and be clear with yourself. Journaling is a great tool to help you be very, very clear. And sometimes even talking into like an audio, a note-taking app like Evernote or even in Google, there are different apps out there that will help you to take notes, take audio notes. Some of us are more auditory and visual. And so if that helps you, talk it out. If you can't find a coach that you like just yet, talk it out into an audio and really hash it out. Then listen to yourself if you're okay with listening to yourself talk. But sometimes that is a form of learning that helps many, many people to really speak it out, what it is that you're thinking and processing it, and then going back and listening to it can tremendously help you to process what it is you're actually saying, because sometimes you'll catch something in what you just said that will give you a red flag, or that will show you, hey, this is what you said you really wanted on December 5th, 2022. You said you wanted X, Y, Z. And it's concrete, it's an audio, and you recorded it. So when you go back and listen to it, you'll say, wow, I can't believe I said that. And sometimes it's a little easier to record audio than to sit down and type it out, but do whatever is best for you. Typing your journal, writing your journal, creating audio notes, whatever helps you to process through the art of creating a business that is going to be long lasting and that you enjoy. So getting clear on your business purpose has many steps. These are just a few of many, many more steps that you can take towards gaining clarity. But I would love for you, once again, to stop by herbusinesselevated.com and pick up your clarity guide. If you would like to talk with me and work through that process, I'm happy to help you to do that. So in the next couple of weeks, you'll be hearing from me as I share with you more about my plans for the business that I've been creating and building on the back end, because it's really important to me that I got super, super specific about my business, very, very clear about exactly which type of coaching I'm doing, who I'm trying to reach, and what my actual goal is. Because there are so many things I would love to help my clients do. I have done a wide variety of helps with online business in the past many years. And this past year, especially, I've really just kind of been all over the board with online business coaching and just sort of meeting my clients where they are, whatever they needed. If it was, customer avatar coaching, if it was blogging coaching, or if it was web design or getting a website created, I was kind of all over the place doing everything. At this point in my business, I find it more sustainable for me to have chosen the one thing that I really want to focus on. And I will be sharing that with you very, very soon. So I'm so excited about that. And along with that will come a lot of other things that I'm going to share as well, things that are going to benefit you. And I hope to have you along on the journey, because I just have a lot in store and I'm excited. So I hope that you'll stick around for that. And again, next week, we have our wonderful guest that I cannot wait to share with you. She is a beautiful woman, a beautiful soul, and she is going to encourage you, and you're going to feel something not magical, but anointed. Okay. You're going to feel something very, very blessed on this show next week. And I just want you to stick around for that too. So I'll be in touch with you. If you haven't joined my mailing list, you really need to, because that's how I keep in touch with my listeners. So go to herbusinesselevated.com, sign up for that clarity workbook, and then you will be on my mailing list. Okay. I will talk to you next time. And until then, have a blessed week and to your online business success.